And I'm gonna mix it to a gray, kind of a gray color. And then I get it mixed up, I'm gonna drop it down in this hole. And it'll bond down in there. And get it started, and then I'll take these pliers or channel grips, whatever you want to call them. And then I get it started down in there real good. There we go. Okay, Uncle Ken, his wife, they lived down in Magnolia, Mississippi. He was a county agent in Pike County down there for a lot of years, and he retired. And
what's his last name?
Rodgers.
Okay.
Same thing as mine. And he was my daddy's baby brother. Anyway, they after his wife died, she thought she died at Thanksgiving that year, and then the next year we had talked him into, he didn't have any family left, but we talked him into moving up here with the rest of us. And his son had bought a house in Amory, and he works in Aberdeen, some big industry over there. And so they had found a house next door to David for him to buy. And so he bought that house next door to David and moved up here. And so that fall, when we got ready to do our food plot for the deer season, he went with us down on our hunting club, and his legs was giving him some trouble, you know, walking. And so he looked on the ground there where we were doing the food plot, and he found an old stick laying there, and he picked it up, started using it to help him walk, you know. So when we got through doing our food plot, we got back out to the truck. He threw the old stick over the back of my truck. And so during that season, that hunting season, the stick laid in the back of the truck all the way through till March of the next year. And so one day I was out there doing something, and I found that old stick laying in the back of the truck, and I got it out, and I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna fix this old stick up, make a hiking stick out of it, and give it to Uncle Ken. She said, well, that would be nice, you know. So I got it out, and I went out on the patio out there on the back, and I began to sand on it and rub on it and get it looking halfway decent. And I drilled a hole and put a piece of leather through it for him to wrap around his arm, you know, when he's hiking or walking. And so I got it all fixed up, and I put about 3 coats of urethane, polyurethane on it. It shined up real pretty. And so after we got it fixed, I called him and I said, Uncle Ken, I said, are you going to be home this afternoon? He said, yeah. I said, well, Rhonda and I think about riding down to visit. He said, yeah, y'all come on. So we went down there, and I pulled up the driveway. And I got out of the truck. When I did, he walked out the door, and I reached over the back of my truck and pulled that stick up and showed it to him. His eyes kind of widened, pretty wide. And I said, you remember this old thing? He says, I sure do. And so I gave it to him, and he used it all the time when he was still living. But a couple of years later, he died, and of course his son got a hold of it, and he brought it up here that Christmas. And he said, Billy, he said, Uncle, he said, Dad would probably want you to have this stick. He said, if I knew of anybody any better to have it, he said, I know he would want you to have it. So I got it, and I've got it in my collector's case downstairs. That's pretty much the end of that story.